Welcome to the world of hands-free device. My name is Eric and I'm going to take you for the ride. Let's go. A frequently asked question that people are going to want to ask me is, what is hands-free mean? Hands-free means do not hold your phone in your hand while you're driving, because it is very dangerous to do. In Massachusetts, hands-free handheld ban is a local option because not everybody wants to use the phone while they're driving. But all school bus, commercial, anything in that kind of nature, you cannot use the phone while you're driving, or else you'll be able to face tickets, and you'll probably face a lot of other consequences that you don't really want to go through. Having said that in mind, one of the things that a lot of the states have in common is a texting ban. A texting ban basically means that you can't text while driving, because a lot of statistics show that there's been a lot of crashes involving texting while driving. But not to say that's just as dangerous, or if not more dangerous, than drinking while driving. Let's use another state as an example. In Kansas, they don't have a handheld ban, but they do have a texting ban for all drivers. But people that are younger than 18, school bus drivers, commercials, anything in that nature, you can't use your phone at all while you're driving. When the police see you, it's Ticket City! But in New Hampshire, there is a ban for handheld devices, which I find very interesting because that is just a state up north from us. Yet, they feel that there is a need to eliminate phones while driving. Rhode Island, I never knew this myself, but they also do have a handheld ban, which means you can't use your phone while driving, which I find very interesting because that's south of us. And I actually support the fact that we shouldn't even need to use phones. Like, why should people need to risk other people's lives to try to use a phone while driving? Do you really think that's going to be worth your life, trying to use a phone or try to be distracted in some other way while driving? To me, that's just no thank you. I'd rather have my hands off the phone, eyes in front of me, and I'd rather see where I'm going so I don't try to crash into anybody. And another thing, Maine, they also do not have a handheld ban, yet they don't want anybody to text, and their enforcement for texting is all primary, which means if they catch you texting while driving, they're going to get you a ticket. Here is the Massachusetts texting while driving ban law that I'm about to show you, starting now. In California, they do have a handheld ban. They will heavily, primarily enforce that law based on the fact that they have a lot of people that are speeding, doing all sorts of other things, making it unsafe for construction workers to do their jobs, maybe tow trucks as well. Just as I was hearing today that a tow truck driver was killed in Andover on 495 because somebody was not paying attention to the roadway and where they were going, which is pretty sad as well. Which is why I also support the fact that using a phone while driving is not worth it. Although for that incident, I don't know what the primary cause was it for. I'm just saying that's just one of the reasons why people should not even have a need to use a phone while driving, minus the fact that you can use an earpiece to talk, and that's another form of hands-free you can do too, using a Bluetooth while driving, talking to the phone on your ear, which is pretty okay, but at the same time, it's really not the brightest idea to be distracted overall. Speaking of being distracted, another state that doesn't want people to hold their phone in their ear while driving is Connecticut. Especially those that are having a learner's permit or a bus, commercial, Anybody that's either carrying passengers or a precious cargo really have no need to be talking on the phone. Regardless of not using a phone at all, using a phone like a Bluetooth, let's see how that affects your ability to drive. And in states that heavily enforce the phone laws, if you break any of the phone laws, you are going to see this behind you, possibly. According to an American Pulse survey, people have unanimously decided if they thought using a hands-free device is worth the safety risk, or if it's slightly less dangerous than holding a phone while driving. And now, before you start calling me out an anti-cell phone user while driving, let's look at some of the reasons or statements that people make when receiving the tickets. People should really be hands-free, not using a phone at all while driving, especially during these situations that you come across. Although this is not necessarily completely hands-free, texting while driving is basically banned throughout most of the states, according to this. Now we shall see what the states have done themselves to combat cell phone usage while driving. I know I said this earlier, but if you're caught violating the hands-free law, besides having a cop behind you, this will happen. I know I should have showed this to you sooner, but I'm going to show you some of the effects and statistics of what it's like to be involved in a crash from distracted driving using a phone. So the only way for any state to have a hands-free law, this needs to work by doing this, and this will ultimately save your life and maybe reduce the amount of crashes that occur from distracted driving. So before you try to text or drive or use a phone while driving, think about this. This might save your life. Thank you for joining me for today's ride, folks. My name is Eric, and I hope you enjoyed the journey of hands-free device. See you next time. Take care.